QNT is about to be very unforgiving with price appreciation in these next 6 months. And I'm going to go give you all the information you need to know about why I'm saying this. And it's going to be to the point where people will have to settle for buying one Quant at $300. A lot of people do not know what Quant does. They don't read about the tech. They don't read about the partnerships. They don't read about the future of Quant and cryptocurrency in general. Now, in today's video, we're going to break down. I'm going to show you videos on articles and partnerships, which is indicating to me that coins like QNT that have been boring for the past year, or even more than that, it's been very stable since 2022, okay? People could say it's a stable coin, it's boring, it's dumb, but it's gearing up for something big. This is the reason why I'm saying get 10 Quant before it's too late, because one day it'll be unaffordable. And I'm not just saying that to give you FOMO, but do you really want to spend $3,000 on 10 QNT when you could spend 901? So the first thing I want to show you, right, is nothing to do with Quant. Wait, it is something to do with Quant because it's very, very important. We read this, okay? It says Trump's crypto czar Sachs says golden age is coming. David Sachs and the leaders of the congressional committees that will handle crypto legislation outline their plans at a press conference. David Sachs, who was President Donald Trump's crypto AI czar, led a press conference on Capitol Hill where he had the leaders of relevant congressional committees address crypto's future. Now, this is what I want to really highlight, right? The House and Senate would form a bicameral working group to advance crypto legislation, as well as leaders from both bodies said, okay? Now, I'm gonna show you guys this video, which is very important. We understand why I'm saying 6 months is a very important period, because this is the proof, right? This is actually the crypto president saying this out his own mouth.
President Trump's crypto czar, David Sachs, held a news conference earlier today laying out his plans for digital asset regulation and stablecoins. He also mentioned his team is looking into the feasibility of a Bitcoin reserve. Joining us now in an exclusive interview is David Sachs. He is President Trump's AI and crypto czar. And David, it's great to have you on Overtime. Welcome.
Good to be here.
So that's exactly where I want to start with you, and that is the fact that you did talk about the need for this clear regulatory framework. How quickly can you stamp this up?
Well, I was on the Hill today meeting with the leaders of our House and Senate committees for banking and for finance, and they are very committed to moving legislation through the House and the Senate this year in order to provide that clear regulatory framework that the digital assets ecosystem needs to sustain innovation in the United States. And so those chairmen, I think, are very committed. President Trump is committed, and I think we can do something here. But as you know, moving legislation through Congress takes time. But I think this is something we could do in the next 6 months.
Boom. There we go. Legislation, regulation in the next 6 months. Now, why is this important for Quant, and why am I showing you this? Because anything that is pro-Bitcoin is automatically pro-QNT. Now, you have to understand, a lot of things on the blockchain cannot happen. A lot of transactions and Overledger transactions would not be possible without QNT. Now, Quant has been boring for the past 2 years, but you have to understand the scenario here. When we look at the top 100, a lot of these coins are very undervalued. And you might think undervalued, but how? You have to understand that there's 10,000 tokens being produced a second. A lot of people want to get rich quick, so they get in memes, getting wrecked, getting handed. If all of that was eliminated to the point where we had regulation, which is of course going to happen, a QNT automatically is nothing less than 200. The only reason why a lot of these coins are still undervalued is because investors don't want to really get in fully until full regulation. And once full regulation is here, it will rise the crypto market cap by 50 basis points. Now, if you don't know what that is, that's equivalent to around trillions, okay? That's like a trillion, that's trillions of dollars. 50 basis points is trillions of dollars. So going back to the point of QNT, you have to understand what you're getting into, because smart money accumulates when it's boring like this. Dumb money buys at $400 and gets wrecked. But when you look at QNT, it's a very strong token. And why do I say that? Because it's only like a 4x away from all-time high. Now, I want to show you guys this tweet over here, right, which is very good to know this information. Permissionless blockchains are open networks that do not limit the number of participants that can join the consensus process used to validate data and transactions. So why would a bank use one? Find out in this article. We're gonna read, right? Now, it says, will banks ever be able to tap into liquidity of permissionless blockchains? At the end of August, the Basel Committee on Banking Supervision released a working paper outlining the risk of permissionless blockchain and potential ways to mitigate such challenges. While addressing the concerns raised, our founder and CEO Gilbert Verdian argues that quant methodology and technology mitigates against them while unlocking new sources of liquidity. Okay? Security is a pivotal in finance. Can permissionless blockchains, which are inherently susceptible to myriad of risks, ever provide security bank demand? Decentralized in nature, permissionless blockchains, also known as public blockchains, are open networks that do not limit the number of participants that can join the consensus network. Some of the key characteristics: transparency of transactions, open source development, anonymity with exceptions, no central authority. Now, this is huge because this means that when we highlight this word, no central authority, it means that there's no bias. So if China wanted to use QNT technology, it would not be stopped or blocked by the USA. You know how in the war, Russia, a lot of their things got blackballed and a lot of sanctions were put on Russia, but with blockchain technology, you can't put a sanction on the code. You cannot. So it's very big we understand that they are pushing to be used by banks, but not only that, they already have a place on the blockchain just off the Overledger transactions. A lot of coins under Ethereum, majority of coins, or 99% of coins, they need QNT because it allows coins to work together. So just knowing that is the next thing. QNT collaborates with BIS and the Bank of England on a project, right? You have to understand that majority of coins don't really say what they're gonna do. They just say, we have this due utility, but they don't show you the proof. They don't show you the evidence. QNT has been working since the day it came out. We know in the UK they are very, very regulated on crypto. They're they're not pro-crypto, they're anti-crypto. So just knowing that the government in the UK already rub shoulders with QNT, it's a very safe coin to get into. If you're asking me, not financial advice, every coin takes risk and your money can go to zero. But when we're looking at actual tangible things, we see a lot of tangible things and partnerships and movements with QNT. So you could play the quick game where you want to get into a low cap and possibly get wrecked, or you could play the long game where you just dollar cost average to QNT. Because let me show you the math, right? If you DCA at this price point, and let's say the price stays the same, $25 a day for the next year, right? That's 9,000. So you would have 100 quant, and with 100 quant, I do believe this coin is going to 2,000. So just with 100 quant at 2,000, that's 200K. Okay, so this is not play money we're talking about. This is serious grown money. Okay, like 100K or 200K is wealth to me. That's wealth because most people are in debt. So I feel like the wealth bar has decreased. It got lower because I feel like once you are out of debt, that's a sign of wealth already. So the fact that you're gonna have 200 extra thousand through investments, it's a very big sign to accumulate because, as I said, QNT is going to be very unapologetic. It's going to be very unapologetic once it actually starts to take off. And the reason I like QNT and I realize the community is very strong is because when we go on their Twitter, all their tweets get 500 likes plus. All their announcements get 500. So the community is watching and smart money is watching. People that are on the sidelines thinking QNT's over, it's done. They can say it's a boring coin, but the same thing they said about QNT being a boring coin, they said about XRP. And what happened to XRP? This happened. It was stagnant for 2 years or 3. Then out of nowhere, a moonshot to the moon. The same thing is going to happen with QNT. People just don't see it, and this moonshot is going to be more significant. Why? Because the market cap is smaller. So for QNT to go to 1,000, it needs around a 9 billion market cap, or a bit higher than that. Like, but around 1,000 is like a 14 billion. I mean, so with that being said, it's like you can decide what you want to do with your life. But I'm telling you, Warren Buffett and all the investors that really prospered in the long term, they were buying stuff that was boring. They were buying Amazon when it was $5 and it jumped down back to 79 cents. They weren't buying Amazon at 200. Okay, the average price was a lot lower. So just knowing this, if you get in now, it's like once it's at 2,000, your average price is so beautiful. It dipping 20% don't affect you as much as the person that brought the top. So it's up to you, but I would say, like, look into, of course it's not financial advice, it's entertainment purposes only, but 10 Quant right now is less than 1,000. So you have opportunity to turn 900 into 20,000, because I do feel like the target for this token on a bullish scenario is 2,000 and above. That's my opinion though. So if you guys enjoyed the video, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button. We're back with more content real soon. I'm posting 10 videos today. Peace.